Cause they thought I'd never make it. See me fall down and they celebrate it. Learn how to win with no demonstration. Pop out the cool, gotta ventilate it. Cause I can't see shit out on 95. Prolific little bitch, I see dollar signs. The shit I done seen got me traumatized. Tryna clear all the pain in my mama's eyes. And my daughter, she watching me closely. Tryna better myself like I should be. Had to chill out with all of that street shit. I came a long way, but don't push me. Rest in peace to my bro, it ain't right, dawg. 20 bands, nothing that's light sauce. Hit the booth and I turn all the lights off. Gotta get in my zone. Gotta turn on my phone, cause all them smiles is fake and I see it. Bad guy, if I got out, I'll be it. Baptized, but I'm living with demons.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Prolific Podcast. It's your boy, Berto, checking in, as always, with my host.
The Kid Will.
The Kid Willie, Big Willie.
The Kid Willie.
Big Willie. Oh, Willie. Don't worry about this guy. Welcome to Prolific Podcast, episode number 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have two very special guests joining us today.
Take it easy on them.
They got lucky. I was in a rush today. I was a little, backed up a little bit. But Des is cool. But I was trying to aim something at Tiff. But two special guests that we wanted to have on today. Wanted to tap into a lot of different things when it comes to businesses, influencers in Miami, Florida. And hats off, kudos to these two that we have on, that they've been doing this for a couple of years. And we definitely wanted to get their insight on it. So just to briefly kind of give them a little intro, we have the very first, Tiffany Morales, coming in, checking in, aka T Fashion Bible, a little bit of everything, a little bit of beauty products. Don't see where that benefit her.
Well, I heard.
Really though?
Fashion, skincare. You can't talk yet. This is our show. We'll
okay.
We'll mute her. Go ahead and mute her.
She's good.
All right, but we got Tiffany in the house. Tiffany, thank you for joining us today and joining the Prolific Podcast Brothers on season number 3, episode number 5. And right next to her, we have the one and only Des, a.k.a. Desi Does It, a.k.a. Delo Mio. Chocolate. Digital creator, director of social media, wears many hats. Content creator, women's health, travel, culture, brands, you name it. We got it. She got it. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for taking the time to join us on our episode of Prolific Podcast with.
I don't know what that was, but I was like trying to reach for this. We always start everything off with the cheers. I sound like a little cat.
Salud.
Oh, sorry, Tiff. My bad. Take it away, brother.
All right. So, as always, guys, check out our YouTube, like, subscribe, all of that, share all our videos. You want to say something?
No, you're killing it.
Don't start with your sarcasm.
Sorry.
All right, thank you.
I'm wearing flip-flops right now, so I'm like not a credible human being whatsoever.
It's all good. That's what we have the engineer for, edit and all this stuff. And make you look good.
Yeah, word.
But we want to get into it. I really want to thank you guys for taking the time to come out. We did want to tap into a couple different things, especially with influencers here in Miami. We personally know a lot of influencers. I personally don't think that I have respect for influencers because I didn't understand the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody in Miami uses influencers so loosely. But it's really not like there's really an actual term and definition to influencers and actually getting contracts, bags, money, like doing posts and all these things. So I was ignorant to the fact, but I educated myself on it. And that's why I definitely wanted to bring on, these lovely ladies to tap into that and just give our viewers just a little bit more insight of, how you can get to that money, how you can get a side hustle, multiple side hustles, doing certain things, like makeup videos and, just posting brands and what we drink on. Shout out to JMO. We're still waiting for that sponsorship. Whenever you want to tap in.
Have you sent them a media kit?
Yeah.
We're gonna tap into that. We're gonna media kit.
Hold
on, I gotta write this one down.
Hold on.
Media kit. See, this is why we're doing this.
Exactly.
Clearly, we're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
But let's tap into it.
Let's go off of that. Honestly, I never thought. I've thought. I was recently told about sending. Potential sponsors like a kit of, listen, this is what we do, this is what we're all about. Obviously, they want the insights and stuff like that. That's what I think. You can let me know. But how for a podcast, or how do you go about? I mean, obviously you can't say, but for a podcast, you don't have a podcast that I know of.
Not
but
yet.
what have you used as a media kit in your past, or in your future, or in your present?
So when I first started creating content, it wasn't even like professionally. It was just more me sharing things about my life, my story, whatever, online. When I first started, it mainly surrounded around like health and wellness. I was born with 2 uterus and 1 kidney, and I thought that was a really cool, unique story. There was a fertility monitor that I wanted to basically incorporate into my life. And I was like, man, I feel like women's wellness, like they should want to work with a girl with 2 uterus. Like that's just something that's interesting. I had 3,000 followers. By no means did I consider myself an influencer, but my friend Ashley was like, yo, put your story in a media kit, write like, your first page, a little bit about you, your second page, a little bit about your analytics. I had just started a YouTube channel. So she's like, even if you have 200 followers, just put that in there and package it really well, have like your photos and your branding, etc. And then when I reached out to them, I basically pitched them, which when you become an influencer, if you want to be an influencer, you're not only just a content creator, like a beauty person, but you have to be your own publicist in a sense. So that's what publicists do. They reach out to brands and they send them a pitch and they send them a kit, and that's how you go about it. So I sent them the media kit that I made on Canva, which is a free tool that anyone can use. A lot of people use it for logos and things like that. And immediately they were like, yeah, we'll send it to you for free and we'll give you an affiliate link. And because the product was $300, I would make $30 per product.
Sure,
not
10%, I'll take that.
Yeah, not a low cost product, right? So it's not like I'm selling a shirt that a bunch of people want. I'm also neglecting a whole male market because they're not going to buy that product. But I would say my first year made like $900 from just working with them. And then that was my most lucrative partnership since then, and I've been working with them ever since.
And that's something that you did for yourself because you were seeking some type of
because I actually wanted to use the product, and I think that's what made it much more authentic to both the brand and to my audience. It's like, okay, this makes sense. I'm not pitching a product or a company that has nothing to do with my interests. It benefits both parties.
So all right, so you said what is it, media link?
Media kit.
Media kit. So for the people that are watching that don't know what it is, including myself, so say exactly what is it, a media kit? Because a lot of people, I don't think anybody says they want to be an influencer, but I feel like there's a little piece of everybody that wants to be like, damn, if I already do something, right, and I'm constantly doing it for my lifestyle, why not make some money off of it, right? I feel like that's where influencers kind of like started directing.
Well, that and like everyone wants kind of like some clout.
Yeah.
I was just
I mean, because it's like for
Mm-hmm.
men and for women, it's like it's also like a way of showing like your like success almost in a way. Like your clout is like labeled to like your success. So if I have a lot of followers, someone's gonna automatically think like, oh, he's lit, like, or whatever, or she. So that too.
And I feel like nowadays everybody wants to be an influencer. Like everybody that I meet down the
Even
street
if
is
they
like,
talk shit.
yeah,
They
it's
talk
like,
shit
I'm
about
an
it, they wanna be
influencer.
it.
And I'm like, are you really though?
Yeah.
Like, are you really?
All
Like,
right,
do you
let me
know
ask
what
you-
a real influencer
So let me ask
takes to be
you
a real
this, because
influencer?
we know the dictionary definition of an influencer, but being that you guys are actually influencers, like what does the influencer mean to you guys?
Well, number one, I hate the term influencer. I think it's so cringy when people come up to you and they're like, hey, I'm an influencer. I'm like, it's so cringy, like for you to
like if
say
you
this
have to
out
label
loud.
It's like part of a pitch, right?
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
it's
people
just
use it as
such
a
a
pitch.
cringe word because when I started influencing, influencer wasn't a real thing. It was blogging. So like I had a full blown website that I would write on and write stories and create and pitch. So influencing is so new that I still find that term so cringy. But I think that influencing, a real influencer is somebody who does like what Desi says. Like you're not just posting pictures online hoping that a brand's going to reach out to you because you look good in whatever you're pitching.
Exactly.
You're doing the business that's behind it. You're really working and creating content. And I think that's what people forget, that influencing isn't just snapping a photo and tagging your favorite brands and hoping that they reach out to you. There's so much work that goes into it, and I think that people disregard it when you say that that's what you do for a living, because you're not only creating the content, but you're editing it, you're sending it, you're doing drafts again, then you have to go back and you have to edit if the brand doesn't like something, you're pitching it, you're writing contracts, you're sending contracts, you're sending media kits. Like you're pretty much everything that a business has for yourself. So I think it's somebody who takes it more seriously as a business versus somebody who's just uploading photos of their day-to-day life and gets 1,000 likes. Like that's great, cool, you get 1,000 likes, but are you monetizing it?
Yeah.
And that could also be the difference between an influencer and a content creator. Those two things are not the same thing.
And
Yeah,
I noticed
they're
that
not the
because
same.
you don't have influencer, you have
I'm
creative.
I'm
content.
a creator. I'm a content creator. I say like obviously director of social media, or I'll say like social media consultant, because I do work with brands to help them figure out how to up their social media game. Yes, in a sense, I am an influencer, but just the same way, like if you want to start a podcast, you want to be a host. You didn't realize that you have to figure out lighting and you have to figure out cameras and
We
you have
didn't
to
know
edit.
any of
you
this
didn't know
shit.
any
We
of
just
that.
figured it
We literally, like, I mean, and we've said it a million times, we started in his little ass office with a little GoPro like this size and just trying to figure out like the audio, the video, all that shit.
So maybe when I started, I consider myself an influencer because I was just kind of outsourcing a lot of my things. But once I became the videographer, the photographer, the editor, all the things, I'm like, I'm actually a content creator. I'm a content creator. I'm a publicist. I'm a marketer. Like all of that.
You're like
goes
all
in.
of it in
exactly.
one. And I
Because
think
you're
that-
essentially running your own business. Like
Yeah,
you said.
and I think that's what people forget. Like my 9 to 5 is communications, so I do the publicist work. That's what I do for my clients. I pitch them out to get them in media, and I think that people forget that part. Like you're your own publicist, your marketer, and now with not only influencing but UGC, which is user generated content, there's a way to get involved if you don't like to put your own life out there, but to create content for other brands, like Desi was saying, and you can just do UGC work, which is literally just grabbing whatever content for a brand. Let's take it for example, Yeti. She has a Yeti cup. Yeti hires you, and Yeti's like, I need you to make X, Y, and Z videos for this cup, promoting it. You don't have to post it on your own page. They're paying you to do videos for them that they're going
get
to use on
somebody
their
else to do
marketing channels. So they're outsourcing their content creator work, which is really where you can make some real money on it as well, because brands need that like outsourced.
And you can do that without having 1 million followers.
Exactly.
That could be the person with 3,000 followers that just knows how to make good content.
And enjoys it. Like who doesn't want to put their life
Exactly.
out there, but just enjoys making
Yeah.
content? And you can have 100 followers, but you can still do UGC work.
But don't you think that you get contracted based on the followers that you do have? Because from a business aspect of it, if I'm trying to hire you, I'm going to look at, okay, how many people can you reach? Because I'm going to pay you to do something, but I want this, whatever it is I'm selling, to reach people. And that's what I want to hire you for. Not because what you created, because I see that you create multiple things, but you also have a following that's asking you in the comments. And you know what I mean? So like, how do you describe that job? Like, because you said somebody can do it with 100 followers.
But that's what they're paying you to post it. So like I do 2 types of work. I'll do my influencing like content creator work, and then I also do my UGC
OnlyFans.
work.
Oh,
Yeah, my
oh, yeah.
OnlyFans.
Oh, so 3.
Follow
Okay.
me, just kidding. I don't have one.
We're going to
yet.
drop the link right here. Don't worry about it. It's free, right? 10% discount.
Listen, don't even knock it.
Podcast.
I've totally thought about doing one for my feet.
You think
bro.
I'm joking?
I know some girl
Listen,
that's
I have some
making
nice
Listen,
feet.
if I was a female, I would be whoring.
Why?
She's making
Why?
6
Why?
grand.
But why you have to be a female? I have nice toes.
No,
We can
I'm
get
not
this
following
money.
you for your toes.
We can get this money.
Bro, all right, listen. Find me women that want to find, like, that want to pay for. I have nice feet as
Why
well.
does it have to
I
be
will
women?
your manager. I will start the page. 'cause
Why
I'm
would it
dying
have to be
do it.
women?
Is there a market for that?
Yes.
For
Will.
women?
There's
Women?
Will.
for everything.
Will, it doesn't even matter if it's a
No.
woman. I don't care if a guy wants to pay to see my
All right,
toes.
gay guys too. I don't care. Cool.
No, it could just be a regular guy. I'm not discriminating. I'm just saying.
whoever.
no,
It could
no.
be whoever.
No,
As
seriously,
long as you
no
have the
bullshit.
money.
Is there? Do you think is there a market for that?
Okay, you guys.
I
have-
don't see it because I mean it's just guys who just don't give a fuck. They'll
No,
pay
because
for
we
whatever.
don't know the.
I know somebody who's making at a minimum 6K a month
A man.
extra by posting everyone's feet. It's not just her feet. She does like different types of feet. Old feet, new feet,
So
young
can
feet,
I
man
get-
Does she have
feet,
Dominican
sensitive
feet? 'Cause I
I
got
don't
the
know.
bomb
I
ass
don't know
Dominican
about all
feet.
that. But 6
They
grand
reach out to
minimum.
people, and they
6
get the
grand minimum.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I'm not opposed. I
All right,
never
but,
knocked.
but that's
OnlyFans.
different. So I'm not gonna go around fucking like, yo, can I see your feet real quick and just taking pictures?
No,
like,
but-
I'm talking about if I needed to get a nice little pedicure, make my shit look nice. Do you think there is a market?
I
Like, is there like
100% think there's a
Bulgarian women
market.
that like men's feet?
There's a market for everything.
I think there's a market for it. I can be your manager because I'm super down.
If I could, I swear to, I'm not joking. I swear
I
to
will
God.
put your
2023
feet.
goals.
Yo, you think I'm
We'll be
joking?
here
No,
next
I'm not.
week.
Because
I'm
the
dead
thing
ass
is,
right
I
now.
mean, I just don't see a woman.
will pose
a
your
woman
feet.
paying like I want to see his
Who
feet.
says
Because you
it's only a
think
woman?
because you
I'm
think
sorry,
it's only a
'cause I'm
woman.
thinking just women. I'm sorry.
Expand your mindset.
Who says it's a woman?
It could
Not
be
only
whoever.
that, it's like, look, everybody has like their fetishes and their kinks, right? Remember, in the US of A, and the internet goes all over the world. You never know what people are into.
Amen.
I've seen some shit that it's just like, obviously, like, I've seen some shit like on TikTok or something.
Yeah, that you look up. Yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Not that I have logins. I've seen some shit that I'm just like, why would anybody pay? You go through this shit, literally 5 million views. Like, and it's just like a random, nothing sexually or nothing. It's just
It's like
like
playing with marbles or like
Yes.
sand, and people just
Stupid
millions
stuff.
of views.
And
I
they're
think
making
that
mad money.
I think that's why OnlyFans got a bad name, because at first everybody, showing ass and tits and all that shit was exclusive content. But now there's, for example, the Tarzan dude that I follow in Miami, like the real Tarzan dude, the Morenito. Like he has an OnlyFans, and I'm thinking like, is he posting pictures of his girl? Because girl, is a nice chick. And it's like, no, it's just snakes and shit, and people subscribing and paying him to see videos of snakes and rats and shit.
Like I could create an OnlyFans on how to be an influencer and teach you step by step of like how to do X, Y, and Z. Doesn't mean I'm selling nude pics on there.
But you're getting paid for your.
All right, I'm gonna look into this because honestly, sneak peek. I was thinking about, what do you guys think?
Hold on, you're gonna hear it first on Prolific Podcast.
I don't know
Will's
what's about to come.
New Year's resolution.
But OnlyFans.
2023. I'm trying to diversify. Exactly. I'm trying to
Multiple income streams.
Exactly. I'm trying to see like any avenue, honestly, because this year coming up, and I don't want to. It sounds corny, like 2023, but I've been thinking about it. But I'm like, do I really want to do this and put time into that? What do you guys think of a man giving astrology, like reading astrologies, but
Do it. Whatever you're thinking.
a man reading astrologies to women, but also being like not an asshole, but just being kind of like a.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's already been done.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
On
not
TikTok.
by
I think you
Dominican.
can do
but
it.
not like me.
I
You could
think
do
you
it
can
And I've
do
seen
it,
it, and that's-
but it's definitely been done. As long as you find your niche
Yep.
market.
I'm only gonna do it
Of people-
just Asian women.
And the right manager.
No, the
We gonna
niche.
talk after this.
It's all about a niche. Like you gotta find your right audience, because if you just start, like everybody's doing it, like whatever. No offense, but like whatever
I've
idea
seen
you already
it.
have
No.
has probably already been done,
That's
because
right.
like TikTok is a whole other beast of an
Yeah.
animal.
But I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel.
But I think if you find a niche market, right, you find your niche audience for it, you can probably
So
make
astrology
it super.
for what? For
Okay,
No,
so walk him
maybe
through
not,
it. Walk him
not,
through
no,
it.
maybe
Only
not
cancers?
no, maybe it's just like you as how you deliver it. Like you have to
Yeah.
find your own niche of how you're gonna do it, and then people will only go to you because you're the only person that
That does it
delivers
like
it in
that.
that way. Exactly, that's your niche. Because if you just deliver the information,
No,
I
it's
can
gonna
go-
be in a
I
specific
can go
way.
get that information from the other 300 people who are trying to do the same shit on TikTok.
yeah.
So you find your niche of, it's gonna be you as Will. I don't know. What is that guy that delivered it? Is like mucho amor.
Hey,
It's like
Juan
he's
Pablo-
my
Juan
person.
Pablo
I'm
Duarte.
Cuban.
Walter
Walter
Mercado.
Mercado. Exactly.
I said Juan Pablo
You
Duarte.
could be like the
Some of that Main
Walter
Street
Mercado.
fucking La Romana. Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
the
be the
DR
one
version, the Dominican version.
The Dominican Greek Walter Mercado.
Look,
Because it's all about a niche. That's really what it's about.
Yeah. And my plan is to do it. I mean, I'm not gonna. This is just an idea.
I think you should do it though.
Yeah, we'll see.
2023
I'll hit you up, I'll let you know.
OnlyFans and then an astrology.
listen,
TikTok.
Tiffany, I'm dead serious. We're gonna talk about this after work. After this,
We've
I'm
already-
doing an OnlyFans.
I'm down.
Don't let me take off my sneakers right now. All right?
Please.
Anyways,
You think I'm joking?
Let's
You
move
think I'm
Do
forward.
not
Let's
scare
move
people.
forward.
You will
I
lose
have
followers.
Your
I
feet
have the
smell-
nicest feet.
Corn chips.
I have the nicest feet, especially for somebody that plays sports all their fucking life. I have the nicest feet, no fungus, no nothing, nice as hell. Fucking Linho be hooking up my shit. That's a little racist. You might want to take that off. She be hooking up my shit, and I have really nice feet. But I just want to know how to do it. So all right. So paint the picture, right? Let's go back to this old influencing thing,
Okay.
and how you started. So how is it? How do you get brands to reach out to you if you don't have a following? You have, let's say, 200-300 followers that are family and friends. Let's say if you want to start creating some type of content, what would you say is like the first couple steps you want to take to start kind of standing out from the million of other people that are doing the same thing?
I think the number one advice that I give to people who are trying to start out is stop caring what people think, because it's cringy to post content online and to like be an influencer. It can feel really like uncomfortable or unnatural. So number one, stop giving a shit about what people think. Like if you want to be an influencer, just post whatever you think people are going to care about. But number two is you're going to have to start to pitch yourself. And I think that's the part that people don't do. People think that like brands just come up to you because brands are going to find you and love you.
Or they think Instagram pays them.
Yeah.
And
And
like, oh, does Instagram send you a check?
exactly.
No.
I would tell you like 6 years ago when I started, yes. 6 years when I started, there was nobody doing what I was doing. So brands used to come up to me all the time
That was with the makeup.
All the
You
time.
started with makeup,
with fashion.
fashion.
All the time. It was like I didn't have to do any work.
What do you mean by fashion? Like you just put some outfits together, you post it, and you just
whatever I
tag
was
where you
wearing,
bought it from?
what I was buying. I did a lot of trend. Remember, I had the website, so I was doing a lot of trend reports. So like, what's in style for like fall, what's in style for summer, what's in style for spring, and I was writing all the trend reports. So a lot of brands would come up to me to feature their clothing. But once the market started getting saturated and everybody started to do this.
Yeah. This happens
The
everywhere.
brands had a lot to pick from because what happened was I have a following now. So I'm already monetizing my channel. And not only monetizing my channel, I'm not doing any work for free anymore.
Yeah.
Point blank. Like, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not doing it. If you see me posting something, I'm probably getting a check. So I would turn on these brands because they'd be like, hey, we want you to do 10 videos. And I'm not gonna pay you anything. I'm gonna send you this
free product.
I'm
They
gonna
just
send you
give
this
them-
$50 worth of lipstick. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Just like, yeah, no,
I'm
okay.
not gonna do that. So when that started to happen, I had to be my own publicist. I had to write a pitch for myself to these brands and do a media kit. Back to what Desi was saying earlier, a media kit of all the stuff that I've been doing and the type of work that I pull out. And not only that, but like the type of stuff that I can create for them, like ideas. So a lot of the brands I would reach out to and be like, I have this idea. I love your brand. I want to work together. Let me know what you think. Here's my rate card.
What's a rate card?
A rate card has like all your pricing based on the type of content that you
So
can
is
put
it like
out.
per post or like per?
Yeah. So mine is like set up by like the amount of IG stories, then like a post and IG story, just an in-feed post, reels, TikToks, and
So
then content only.
What's an average per post? Obviously, it depends on following.
It
and all that other
depends.
shit,
It depends, but usually around like $800.
But then you also have to dive into not just the posts, but like exclusivity rights,
Whitelisting.
Whitelisting. So, for example, if the brand says, "Hey, I want you to not only post this on your Instagram, but I want to own this video and be able to put it on my website. I could put it on a billboard if I want to." That's a whole other.
Yeah,
It's a
because
whole
then they
other
get
ballgame.
royalties off of that shit.
Well, they
from-
can use it as an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had a brand that said, "Oh, we want to use one of your videos on our Ulta website." I'm not getting a check every time someone goes on
Yeah.
Ulta and clicks my picture and buys that. So I'm charging a lot more than what I normally would for a regular social media post.
And is that something you can negotiate?
Yeah.
Before you give them
Absolutely.
the content, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can even do bundles. Like I have a 6-month partnership bundle because I would rather not just post a brand once and go. I would rather post them maybe 3-4 times throughout 6 months. And then in that time, you can also negotiate exclusivity. So if I'm working with a liquor brand, say you're a tequila brand, I'll negotiate exclusivity. So you're the only tequila brand that I post about.
Yeah.
But if you want to be the only liquor that I post about, that's a whole other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Everything has a
Yesterday's
price.
price.
everything has a price.
Everything has
Yeah.
a price. And I think that's the thing that brands forget because they're reaching out to people and they want A+ content, but then they don't want to pay A+ money.
Yeah.
So then what happens is they won't go to people who've been doing it and know what they're doing. They'll go to the girl who's never done it before and just starting
Yeah,
out.
lowball,
and then they
lowball
get horrible content and then they come back to you and you're like, well, sucks, but now my price went up. Because it takes a lot of time. And I think if influencing is your full job, you have the capacity to do it obviously all day long. But if you're working a 9 to 5, like a lot of influencers and content creators are doing, you're up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning filming and editing content. So my time is
as
precious.
you clock out of work, then
I'm still working.
You clock into like your
Exactly.
your side shit.
So like I'm never not working. I'm always on.
Now, question then. So, what do you guys think of like right now? Because I know, like, I did a lot of social media marketing a while ago before it became like a thing. Like when I lived in Atlanta, I started an agency like 6 years ago before like all this shit started. So I know a lot has changed. But do you think like UGC is the better way to market, or is it SEO? Are hashtags still a thing? Like,
So I'll speak from my point of view of how I use content at my job right now. We have in the past worked with an agency that'll come to the hotel and they'll film these beautiful, like super professional videos compared to someone who's staying at the hotel that's just a general content creator and they do like a video on their phone of like a cool flip and a cool transition. And the professional video I probably paid $3,000 for, and the UGC one, they just wanted to be reposted. They're okay with that. That's our top performing post of the year, and those are continuously our top performing posts from
Every
a
single
analytics
time.
perspective compared to the things that we're actually paying things to be professionally done. So when you think of a lot of brands don't have fully built out social media teams. It's rare to see maybe 5 people on a social media team.
Super rare.
So what a lot of people do is that say they only have one social media manager for a brand, which brands should not be doing that. They do need big teams, but they're going to look for the people who are doing the UGC and say, hey, if I can't do this all by myself, I would rather hire these people to create these pieces of video, and bam, we post it and it performs well. So
now, when you say a team, do you mean like a videographer,
all of that? Yeah.
like a team like that?
Yeah, you could be like a social media director, then you have a manager, then you have a coordinator and content
Okay,
creator.
so then
like,
not like I'm thinking team, like one guy's a videographer, the other guy's like the face or a girl, and then it's just like
that could be it too. Yeah.
There's different ways that people put together their teams.
But the point is, a lot of people don't even have that.
Yeah, you need more than one person.
Exactly. So if you have a content creator that is the videographer, that is the face, that is everything, it makes more sense to just pay them to do that job rather than you hiring a full-time employee to do all those things.
So are hashtags still like a thing that can help you, like for Instagram?
Instagram, no. The owner of Instagram flat out said that hashtags are mainly used for organization and categorization. On TikTok, yes. I would say at least right now on TikTok.
So let's just go off of us. You know what I mean? Like right now we just started posting on, I just started posting on TikTok. Just joking. But like, I don't know shit about TikTok. I go on like once in a blue, like just to laugh. But what do you think is the best way for TikTok? I know you said hashtags. So like, is it just putting out some funny shit and just hashtagging it properly? The timing, you know.
But what's considered properly though? Like what a certain time? What
because
hashtags?
there's trending tags. There's trending tags. All I'm saying is like, there's like, I know they say TikTok on Tuesday, the best time is 7 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that's a good thing to follow? Or is it you just follow, like, should I be looking into analytics of our followers, which we don't have a big following?
I personally don't dive too much into like posting times on TikTok. I think when I see things go viral for the most part, it's either because they're a part of a trend, which from an influencer perspective is hard, right? It's like you don't want to just do what's trending and be like everyone else, but also that kind of gets you the results.
That's kind of what, yeah.
Trending audios. So if there's a sound that's going viral,
that's how we.
You mentioned that, yeah. You mentioned
that's how
so big
on IG. Like we don't have a big following yet, but we have a few videos that have gone viral.
30,000 likes,
Like
30,000 views.
Yeah, so we don't have a big following,
We have
but I know
200
a lot of
followers.
it's the audio, and then because we're lit. But besides that,
I mean, besides our shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I know a lot of it's the trending audio. But honestly, on TikTok, I haven't really figured that out yet because I don't go on it that much.
Yeah, unless to your point earlier, if you're speaking about a specific thing, then yes, the hashtags will help you find that audience that's already looking at that type of thing. You know, like if I'm searching best hotels in Miami and my content is about that, like that's going to be a very specific thing rather than best places to travel to. You know, like if you can get really granular in the type of things that you're speaking about to then find that audience, then yes.
Yeah, and TikTok is a whole other beast. Like TikTok is not like any social media platform.
TikTok's going to take over everything.
I mean,
because
everybody
it's just
has.
like it's like Vine and
the government
Instagram
lets
and
it.
Twitter like put all together in one. It's like all the social media platforms had a baby and they came out with TikTok, but TikTok has the ability to make people famous overnight.
And that's
what I think people are
forgetting. Why do you think that is though? Because when I noticed, for one, like TikTok, it kind of not blew up overnight, but it took a while to get a bang. But once it got that bang, like TikTok has been up since.
I feel like the exposure is just like they.
it's
think about it,
organic.
it's the same thing though as IG stories.
No,
as IG
not anymore.
But it's organic.
anymore,
Here's
bro.
the thing. IG, right? Think about IG when it even first started. You were sharing pictures of your friends and family or like your drink or whatever the hell you felt like. But then IG became this whole thing that like, you had to have the picture perfect feed and everything had to be perfect and aesthetic and beautiful. And then now it's going back to an organic feeling, but the algorithm sucks. Like I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Like Instagram, the algorithm
terrible.
is
It really
horrible.
is.
It's hard to figure out. Like even from like I do social media at my job. It's hard to figure out. It's changing every day. Like well, you think you know it and then next day they're like, just kidding. Here's a new thing. TikTok is just like pushing out random videos. It could be about this tree, this plant, and you talk to the plant and all of a sudden you wake up and your video has 4 million views. And I'm telling you that because the
It's
videos
so
that
crazy.
I have had go viral on TikTok, the one that I got 4.5 million views on a video of my dog licking my leg in the shower. Do you guys understand that?
Did he get like a bump? Because I know you didn't really shower.
Oh my God, seriously.
No, I have a conspiracy on TikTok that like they boosted their views early on to get people to feel like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm making a difference on
And then
this
transition
app.
from
and then,
IG back like to
and then like
TikTok.
to bring the people over. It's all like an endorphin.
Yeah, it's a whole.
You know?
It's like I say it's like Vine and Instagram,
But elevated.
Because Vine. If I don't know if you guys
Very
I
remember,
love
Vine.
Vine.
Vine was
I don't know why
so
it was the
amazing.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
So TikTok like is funny just like Vine. Like a
Yeah.
lot of the creators are funny like Vine, but then they're also relatable.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is like people aren't trying to be fancy and like be professional. They're kind of just taking a video in the moment and posting it and just like, oh, whatever. I hope this goes
Like it's like
viral.
it's no cinematography.
There's
it's just
nothing to
fucking
it. Like
boom,
people are
and that's
honestly
it.
just posting
Yeah.
like things that happen in their day-to-day life and then sharing it, and then it goes viral online, and then people relate to them because
Yeah.
the content they're putting is relatable to somebody, and then it goes viral and they create a following. So it's just like a whole different beast. And for brands, it's different because for brands they have a niche, but for people like us who are just posting to post, like you just enjoy the content. I mean, you may post 10 videos and nothing happened, and then you may post the one video
Yeah.
and someone find it
Happens.
funny.
I
And
mean,
it
but
goes crazy.
that's what
I've
everything,
seen
though.
I've seen
That's
a
with
few
everything.
quite a few accounts that like, they only have like 4 videos. The other 3 have like 200 views, and the other one has like fucking 5 million. I'm like, and then their
Yeah.
following skyrockets, which I'm hoping happens to us. But
It
But
worked.
I don't even think followers matter that much on TikTok, because you'll have someone with a low amount of followers, but their views are
Yep.
through the roof. So it's kind of like, it depends. Are you looking to build a community and actually have people follow you, or do you want reach and you want people to just see your content?
Well, that's kind of where we're at. So going back to IG, we're not on TikTok. Well, we're on TikTok, but we haven't posted as much
And
as
you know,
we do on
TikTok
IG.
just added horizontal videos, and they're up to 10 minutes long now on TikTok.
Yeah,
so
it's like YouTube.
Instagram wants to be TikTok, and TikTok was doing great, but they're not capturing the YouTube audience.
Yeah.
So now they're like, okay, let's add a horizontal feature and give people up to 10 minutes, just because we still want to capture the audience that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So don't neglect TikTok.
how do you feel
on
about that
piece.
though? Do you think that because I feel like the attention span and everything of everyone wants shit
Yeah.
quick? Do you think the 10-minute will do good?
I would say, like, for me personally, I like each app to serve its own
Hold on.
purpose.
For me. Continue. When somebody
Is
said,
that
whoever
every time someone
breaks the
says
for
for
me cherry, you just got to put it.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's like our thing. That's like our thing. So
Okay, got it.
Sorry to disturb you.
I like each app to serve its own purpose. So like I watch YouTube as if it's TV. You know, I turn it on and whatever the case is. But for example, if there's someone that I really enjoy on TikTok and I want more of their content, it would be nice to have it all in one place if I could just turn it on and, you know.
But wouldn't you
watch it,
think like,
whatever.
because the adult attention span is not there like longer than usually like a minute or two.
I
But
guess it
then I get-
depends
you
on
get
what
to
you're
pick and
saying.
choose.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
get to
feel like
choose.
she makes a point. Like if I wanted to listen or watch Drink Champs on TikTok, you know what I mean? If they have a 10-minute video, I'm like, if it's
But
good.
Drink Champs has 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like a 10-minute video, maybe what they're saying is dope and I'll just sit there and watch it.
Oh, like the continue watching button. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah, in within the app rather than no app
going
wants you
outside.
to
And
leave
then
somewhere else.
leave to the
So,
link.
for example,
Okay.
if you post a preview of this podcast on TikTok and then be like, "Oh, go to our YouTube channel," TikTok may not like that.
Yeah.
because they don't want you directing it to-
Leaving- yeah, leaving there.
exactly. So if you can put everything all in one place, why not?
I mean, honestly, I think like with just TikTok in general, obviously we're in the process of now taking the posting and everything more serious with Instagram and all that stuff. I think with TikTok, you know, maybe our goal would be more the exposure, you know, the views and stuff like that for like, you know, sponsorships, stuff like that to kind of just start making ourselves more legit and grow more.
If I had to give free advice from a consultant perspective, I would use TikTok as a way for people to just get to know your personality rather than posting. Yes, you can post like clips and previews of these episodes, but why should people want to listen to you? Right. So like if you're posting things on TikTok, like you mentioned, that are organic, you're washing, you know, your dishes and you're just talking about a random topic, then it's like, oh, I actually like how this guy thinks. Let me go listen to the full podcast.
See, but the thing is that him and I are rarely together. So
You
how
don't
do you
have
think
to.
that?
And then-
Yeah, you
so
don't
then
have to be together.
run it,
You don't have to be
you
together.
run it separately, but on the same page.
But we also have clips where we're just ourselves on the podcast. and we're just like very
But that's
dumb
also
and
still
funny.
a podcast setting is still staged, which TikTok doesn't necessarily.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're
love.
saying
Like,
like if you
TikTok
want to
doesn't
grow a
do
little
good.
bit more on TikTok, just
Yeah.
do more lifestyle things.
Like,
you're at the
staging.
mall. You're at the mall. You see something crazy. You hop on TikTok and you just tell them the story. Like, yo, I just saw the craziest stuff. Blah,
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah,
Organic.
like, organically.
Organic. Like,
And
So-
then people
and-
are like, oh, he's funny. Let me go.
So
see what
in
he
a
Exactly.
sense,
actually
would be
do.
like I post a video of me at the mall, then he posts a video of him at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like because I don't want it to be like all me or just all him, because then it's
Exactly.
like who you know.
You
yeah,
You
but
can
not
have that
just
balance.
but not just a video of you at the mall. Like, I think we have to make it more clear.
Yeah.
Like, not just a video of you at the mall and a video of you at the gym. Like, there has to be some correlation to like your personalities and what you're trying to sell, which is the podcast, and the podcast is your guys'
Mm-hmm.
personality. So it can't be just like, oh, here's me at the mall. It's like what she said. Like, you saw something at the mall, or you had. It happens to us all the time. Do you not have a day where something happens and you're like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I need to tell somebody about this. Like, this is hilarious. Somebody's going to
Yeah.
find this funny. Like, get on your phone and record the video. Like, you guys are going to believe what happened to me today. I was walking down the street and blah, 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 blah. And post it online. Because
And then
that
it's
shows
like
your personality.
organic podcast clip.
Yeah.
Organic podcast
It,
clip.
versus,
So, like,
exactly.
rather than the whole page just being
Because
you
right
sitting
now
at the couch.
it's literally
Well,
all
because
of us.
you're trying to show you guys as personalities versus just the podcast.
Yeah, just like what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like no, let's sell ourselves first
Exactly.
and show
Well, 'cause
people
it's-
like who we
it's
are.
just like influencing. Like
Yeah.
I was telling you, the market is saturated. Like, you guys are one of millions of podcasts.
Exactly, yeah.
So why should
But
people?
we're number 3 in Miami though.
Yes, but why should people listen to you?
Yeah.
Like,
you
why?
Look at
why
someone like
should
Angie
they listen to
Martinez.
you?
People want to listen to Angie Martinez because they know who she is
Yeah.
and she has the credibility.
It's like
throughout
Joe
her
Button.
career.
It's like Joe Rogan, Joe Button. Like
Exactly.
they already have the platform because they already know their personality. Because
So
I
you
think
need
honestly,
to share more of your
we're better
personality
than
Like, yeah.
to be able to grab the audience.
Exactly. Like a little bit more real versus like so staged and focus on
okay
the topics that you guys
so
are
how,
doing.
what would you say so that's TikTok because I didn't even know TikTok was a whole different beast like that.
It
What
is.
would you say is something that you would recommend for just people, not only just us, just people in general, like to want to reach out to a brand? Like, what do you think is like one of the first steps they should take
A
in
media kit?
Instagram? Do you think hold on, do you think TikTok is more powerful than Instagram?
I think it is going to be.
Yeah.
I think it is now, but
Yeah.
I think it's like gearing up to be more powerful.
I
for
kinda
sure.
see that. too.
From a growth perspective,
Yeah.
it is. I don't think a lot of people are charging what they should on TikTok
No.
just yet. But
Like
it hasn't.
influencers?
Yeah, I don't think it's translated well yet, but I think it is more.
Because it's a weird market to figure out.
Yeah.
Because your video may flop. Like on TikTok, you may post a video and it may get 100 views. Like it can flop,
And it's
regardless
also,
of the
like-
followers. That
But
you
if
have.
it goes viral, it goes way more viral than
That's what I'm
any
saying.
Instagram.
So like it's
video.
like really like a hit or miss. Like you're posting it and like praying to God and hoping like, oh my God, I hope this thing goes viral because you have no idea.
But I can
So-
kind of see it. though.
But
Sorry,
so
go ahead.
you don't think timing has to do anything with the way it goes viral?
like when you post, what hashtag you use?
I think
Because
like
I'm just honestly like I'm asking because and I'm sure every other people because I don't know and I literally like how are you gonna grow? And it's like, oh, you need
think
to
to a
post at
degree.
specific times.
I think
Yeah.
to a degree, like don't be posting at 4:00 in the morning when nobody's on the app.
5.
Because at 4:00 in the morning, nobody in
Yeah, 5.
Miami's on the app, nobody in LA is on the app. So obviously use it accordingly based on time zones when you're posting, but don't stick to only posting at 9 a.m. because 9 a.m. here is what is it 6
6
a.m.
6
in,
a.m.
in California. Like maybe
Yeah.
nobody's on in Cali time looking at their phone.
But the first thing people do when they wake up is look at their phones.
But not everybody. You're thinking of only a specific type of person.
7 out of 10 people do.
You're
it.
Yeah.
you're thinking of an only type of person. See, if you got on TikTok, then you would know that in 2023, people are trying not to get on their phones first thing in the morning.
real? That's like a trend?
It's a whole self
Yeah.
wellness trend and self care thing.
I mean, I
so
did
like
it
you
for a
would
while.
learn. You see a lot of things. Like you learn a lot of things that people are even doing that trends. Like I think from and you know this too from a brand perspective from even the brands that I work with and I console and I tell them like you guys are missing out on TikTok because you can sell out of a cup on TikTok in a day if you market it and pitch it correctly and
And I
post
think
it.
also from a brand perspective, they have a lot more control on Instagram. Like if I'm working with a brand, they can say, okay, we want you to post this type of video and you need to be wearing this type of shirt and in this lighting and yada. Like they give you a full page of brand guidelines. That's not going to fly on TikTok. That's going to make the video flop if you're super duper
It has to be
Perfect.
organic.
It has to be
It has to be
authentic. It has to be
organic.
authentic.
So
and
a
just,
lot of brands, like they're just not ready for that yet. you know?
Yeah,
And like,
they're still part of the
uncomfortable,
control.
it's
Like,
different.
They want to
Exactly.
control it. They want to control it.
I mean, they're
And-
paying you for it, so they want to make sure that it's up to their guidelines and up to their standards.
Yeah.
And the TikTok, like the thing about TikTok, IG trolls are one thing. TikTok trolls,
Yeah, TikTok's
oh
Yeah, I've seen in the
my
comments. You're
God.
saying in the comments.
They are a whole.
That was wait. That was a question. Another question. I want
They're
to know
a
how
whole other beast.
How do you guys react to that? Like being
trolls?
No, just in general. Like obviously, like your side hustles, your influences, your half of that life, like your life is
public?
public, right? So there's times. Remember, I text you once, and I was like, "Yo, like this, whoever this person is, obviously it's a random person because your page is on public." But like, how do you guys, as influencers that are pushing either a brand, I don't know, are you okay with us talking about the Bacardi and Appleton? So like, you had a contract with Appleton,
yeah, for 3 years.
huge contract. Like it's in the sense of like huge and like Appleton is known, you know. So like, how do you guys deal with, you know, and there's always haters and stuff like that, but like dealing with those posts that you have to do, mind you, you're getting paid, so it's not like it bothers you. But how do you deal as an influencer dealing with those comments that some people be saying some nasty shit, and I'm just like, yo, like what? Like I don't know
Why
what
are
it
you
was.
mad,
You remember that one time?
I do, but I don't remember what they said.
I think it was I don't know if it was a makeup one.
Oh my God. Dude.
I don't remember. It was like a year or 2 years ago.
That was my house
And
labs
I was like,
collab. I got a lot of shit
dude.
for that one. I got so much hate for that video
Which one was it?
for House Labs, for Lady Gaga's makeup brand.
Okay.
So I had a contract with them.
But how do you all right, so again, you're getting paid. So like at the end of the day, it's not really your reputation, because your reputation means more to you, the brand you're representing, versus the random people that are just
Yeah.
commenting. But there are some people out there that just comment and hate for no reason.
It's haters though.
So how do you guys deal with that though?
It's haters because I don't know.
Because you know
about
you read it.
Like,
You read it.
My
I-
bill's paid.
Yeah,
My bills are paid. Literally,
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else
yeah.
pays.
Like,
Unless you
and-
go
Exactly.
Unless you go further, like I had like a legit
The
stalker.
stalker, I
Yeah,
know.
like, and I had to like press charges on someone.
Here in Miami.
I don't know where he was. He was in another state, but like he
That
had
is
been
so
charged for something like that in the past. Once it gets to that level, I'm like, okay, it's a little crazy.
Yeah,
but like,
now you gotta take
the
more
average
action.
person that just is hating or has a negative
Yeah,
comment.
like you have no life. That's how I look about it, because these people be commenting on my photos, and on my favorite was, it was a video, and the video was promoting some new eyeshadow palettes that they had. So I had a contract with them to do different types of makeup products throughout the year. So every launch they had, I would do a video. It was a tutorial, just like a regular makeup routine, whatever. And one of the ones I did was just like me putting on eyeshadow and putting on lipstick.
Yo, they
and
ripped you. Like I remember, I was like,
some lady, bro.
I was like, let me text her because I think she's
Yeah,
hurt. Like,
no,
this is pretty bad.
okay.
Tiff, are you okay?
The comments were so brutal, like so brutal. Like people were commenting, and here's my favorite part. The comments were like, oh my God, how old is this girl? She literally looks like she's 60 years old. Like, stop the Botox. Like, is that what you paint your eyebrows like? Like how I feel bad for you. Like, oh, you're using an eyebrow pencil. Your eyebrows look penciled in. No shit. That's literally what the eyebrow pencil does. Like, are you serious? You're mad at me because I penciled in my eyebrows? Like, I'm promoting an eyebrow pencil. But the comments are always like, they're wild. They talked about my lips. They talked about my skin. They talked about my voice. They talked about just me as a person. Like, some of them are really nasty. Like, if I
Especially
wasn't...
in beauty. Like
Yeah.
beauty is a whole...
I think if I wasn't as strong as I was as a person and so secure with myself, like those comments could have put me into depression. They were really bad.
That's
like,
what I was gonna go with.
They
that.
were
Like,
very
how do
bad.
you manage? Like,
No, they
you're
were
getting fucking berated by.
They were
people.
bad. They were really bad. But the thing is that there's two sides. So I would have, like on IG, I wouldn't see those comments come through, and on TikTok, surprisingly, I didn't get a lot of those comments. They were most of them were supportive. Where I saw the most of the comments were on Facebook.
Oh,
And
yeah.
on Facebook,
Everybody's
let
BS
me
on
tell
it.
you something.
Yeah.
Every
Oh my
time I would
God.
click the comment of the person who wrote it, I would be like, who the hell just said that I look 60 years old and I should stop getting Botox? Like, number one, fuck your mom. Number two, like,
It's a 60-year-old.
I would click. I would click. And it was always a 60-year-old
Nebraska.
white woman
Yeah,
from the
exactly.
middle of like Kansas, Nebraska.
Population is like
who
37.
Who her title was always like, I love God, God loving, and almighty. And then there were the ones berating women online. And I'm like, you're a hypocrite.
That's-
Like, you're a hypocrite because you're saying that you want to lift women up, but then you're talking shit about me online. You're a troll behind your computer. Like, if you're gonna be a troll, but don't be a hypocrite about it. Or my favorite was like, you wear too much makeup, and then I would go to their page and all their photos had Snapchat filters. I'm like, are we serious?
The vast
Are we, like-
majority,
It's
the
like,
vast
really,
majority
Let me
of
know
like
if you want a lesson. I
Yeah,
can
like
teach you how
I
to
can
do
teach
it.
you how to do your
Yeah.
makeup because obviously you got to use filters all the time.
Just
like I don't
say
need to use a
that.
filter.
The vast majority of religious people are just really judgmental. It's like that's kind of like pushing away from what you were supposed to stand for, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, and I think that I did a collaboration with Apostrophe. They're a skincare brand, so they do like anti-aging only skincare. It's not for acne, and they do mostly retinol products. And I did this whole video, and I did it on TikTok, and they also ran that ad on IG and Facebook, and my TikTok comments were all supportive. Like, oh my God, beautiful, amazing skin. Yes, girl, whatever. My Instagram comments, they were a little mixed. They were like 50-50. But again, Facebook comments were brutal.
It's bad over there.
Brutal. People were like, if that's what she's using on her skin, I'm never buying your product. And I was like, damn.
Has that ever affected you? Just like Facebook, like fucks up your whole bag?
I think that it's never fucked up my contract. So most of the brands are like, these people are trolls. Like, fuck these people.
So they're understanding?
They're understanding because they know that the trolls are going to come on Facebook. I think personally, though, like mentally, I got to a point that I don't read them anymore. I will not read a Facebook comment if it gets left on my page because to me, it makes me want to go off on them. And if I start to go off, I'm about to rip you a new one. Because it's, like I said, it's mostly women. I've never gotten a bad comment from a man. All my comments about my appearance have been from women, which to me is hypocritical. Again, it's projecting their own insecurities on me, which sucks. I feel bad that if you're insecure with yourself, but there's no need to rip a random girl that you see online.
I mean, obviously, if they're doing that, there's something else.
There's obviously something else, but they're like all my comments are from women. When I tell you that all of them are from women, like some lady told me I looked like a clown. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's been rough. But I stopped reading the Facebook ones because the thing is I would get online and read them and then it fucks up your day.
No, it fucks up your day and then you want to respond to everybody
because you want to respond and then there's women.
Do you respond?
I do sometimes.
You did before.
I do. Yeah, I do. I was commenting back.
Like and forth like yeah.
Like sarcastic.
Oh, like me.
Like people would tell me the thing about the eyebrow one. She was like, "Oh, your eyebrows are colored in." I was like, "That's literally the point of the product I'm promoting." Like, are you serious? Like you're coming at me, I'm promoting an eyebrow pencil.
Does that ever affect you though? Like, do you think brands see you commenting back to other people and then it might be detrimental to you to get another contract?
No, because most of the brands hire me based on my personality and my skills. So they're not only hiring me for the type of content and the type of beauty work that I put out, but they're also hiring me because they like my personality as a person. So they full-heartedly respect and obviously hope that if I'm going to respond, I'm always respectful. I'm never going to say anything that's disrespectful so that way it doesn't hurt my relationship with the brand. But they want me to be organic, and being organic is responding. But I don't take the time to do it a lot because like I said on Facebook, it really is just like such a waste of time. Such a waste of time.
So moving forward, I want to know what you two ideal situation wise with influencing, like where would you guys like, what's like the end goal for both of you with whatever ventures you guys are working on or brands that you would like to or you're working towards? Like what's the end goal for both of you?
I would say for me, I haven't necessarily thought of an end goal, but I did like finding your audience is great, right? Like if you can talk about a specific topic like fashion only, like that's great. But I feel like my content, I just want it to be about me as a human. So way back in the day, my name used to be Desi is Dope. And that was like my name the entire time. And then I realized, okay, like if I wanted to work with Whole Foods, like are they going to hire a Desi is Dope? So then that's
like dope, is that meth?
Yeah, like I don't know, you know, from like a corporate perspective. So then that's when I changed my name to Desi Does It because I was like, ooh, Desi Does It. It could be anything. Like I could become an author the next day or my interests can change and I can be a chef. And I want my community to follow me based off of me as a person and not because I post about one specific thing. Because you also sometimes get tired of the things that you share. One time I was like, I had a phase in my life where I was super into health and wellness and I was a bikini competitor. Now I don't work out like the way that I used to, but I still have that following that stuck with me through that time. So I would say like I don't have a necessary like a goal in the end of like where I want to take my influencing and my collaborations, but I just want my community to stay with me. I don't need to be the person with 1 million followers whatsoever. And just have it there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that about the name because I am literally tied to the grave, I think, to T-Fashion Bible. I think that if I changed it, I would lose part of my audience because when people on the street have come up to me, they don't refer to me as Tiffany.
Yeah.
they refer to me as
T Fashion Bible.
Exactly. Every time. And even my friends, like, so most people know me as T Fashion Bible. I don't only post about fashion anymore. I've actually strayed away from fashion. I'm more of like a beauty and skincare now overall, with a little bit of fashion, but I'm tied to that name. Like, people, my brand is T Fashion Bible, and it's crazy. So I've kind of just like accepted the name for what it is, because I wanted to change it and be something more generic, but I can't change it anymore. I think I'm tied to it.
It's hard.
But I think that for me, the end goal is like what you said, building a legitimate community. I'm big on community and people just coming to me because they trust me, and they feel like I can give them reputable advice, and whatever I'm saying, they know that I'm not going to harm them. I'm someone who wants to support my community as much as they support me. But I think ideally, if I could quit my 9 to 5 and do UGC and influencing full time, I would 100% do that. And I could do it. I think if I worked hard enough, I can do it. It just takes so much with a 9 to 5. I'm like, do I really want to do that? But I think if I could do that, I wouldn't mind being able to do it completely full time, especially the UGC perspective of it, because the user generated content is not everything I have to post. So I don't have to constantly be on and posting 24/7. I can just be creating content, but be working for myself. And I do that now, but to a percentage. So I think it would be a nice end goal to have, is to take it to the next level.
Kind of to bounce off that too, like one of the things that I didn't think about from an influencer perspective was now being a social media consultant. So one of my clients is, for example, a Heat player, where I don't create his content. I literally just manage his social media and give ideas. And I'm making more money as a consultant telling him and his team what to create and managing that than I was posting on my own page. So now, and like I said, your audience grows with you. So before, when I was super active into posting every single day, that worked for my lifestyle. Kind of in a phase now where I don't really care to be online all that much, but I can still hold all of the values and the lessons that I've learned from doing that over the past years to now advising other people on how to do it and still keep that.
But I feel like you've built that up. So it's like you put in the work for all these years and learned all that shit. So like now you have, like, bro, I've been doing this shit for a minute. Now I can be the consultant, because I've been in the same thing. Like, there's been times, a lot of my following came from inspirational shit I used to post when the algorithm was good. I used to get crazy engagement. And then when they changed it, I'm like, bro, I'm getting like 4 people. Like, fuck this shit. I'm not posting anymore. Yeah. And now it's like, now I'm like, I'll post once in a blue moon, but I really don't give a fuck. But for you to get like, okay, I came from like having to do all that shit, but now it's like, if I can make money, just like, yo, just do this, and that, and you guys figure it out. Fuck it. Of course. Because it's taking less shit off of you, where you have to worry about how am I going to do this, or the caption, or this or that, the video.
Yeah, and it's all based on, like you said, the phase that you are in your life.
And like your community knows that, right? So like if I take a break from social media and I come back, my community is like, yeah, that makes sense, because she's a real human with a real job, because I share those different aspects of my life.
Like authentic.
It's not just like the picture perfect thing. So because that community stays with me throughout that time, I feel safe that I can take breaks, or I can navigate through the different types of content that I want to share. And I can always come back and do that if I want to.
Yep. Agreed.
Now, off of the UGC, do you think the same UGC for TikTok works for Instagram?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. That's what I figured. Because I mean, like,
they're different audiences.
I wouldn't do like
but
the video.
What's on TikTok does work on Instagram.
Yep.
Because what's on Instagram
won't work on TikTok. So like,
that's why people post
TikTok,
on IG their TikToks.
TikTok, yeah, but they post it with their stupid
watermark. And you're not supposed to
it's not gonna work.
Wait,
you
what's
post
a watermark?
What's a watermark? The TikTok logo.
Okay.
It's like, oh my god! Every time I see that, I'm like, oh my god, just hire me as your consultant.
Cringe.
Yeah, I'm like, I can help you. TikTok, your TikToks will work on IG within, I would tell you have like a 3 to 4 week span that they can go viral. Because TikTok, it'll trend first and then it'll trend 2 weeks later on IG. But your IG won't work necessarily on TikTok.
That's what I figured. Because when you were saying like the UGC for him and I, like, yo, I'm at the store right now, it's crazy, whatever. Like, I don't see that being as well as on Instagram as it would TikTok.
It's a different audience. You remember, you have to know your audience. And I think that's what people forget. People just kind of like blindly post sometimes. And they don't realize that to do what we do, there's so much strategy that goes behind it. Like we're not just posting to post. Like there's strategy and a thought process that goes behind everything that we're posting. If you want it to go viral and you want to make money off of it. If you just want to share your life and you're just somebody who likes to post, then for all means. I'm not saying that everyone has to do strategy, but for people who like us who have clients and do this on a day-to-day, you have some type of strategy thought process behind what you're posting on social media.
Okay.
All right. So look, all this video content creation influencer thing sounds like a full-time job.
It's
Right? Like it's,
I don't know about you. I mean, obviously you guys are a lot higher than I ever was, but it's a fucking.
it sounds like exhausting. So for both of you guys both have 9 to 5s. You know, how would you say that you guys manage just your work-life balance with that? Because if you're working 9 to 5 and then 9 to 5, you're like, wait, I got some content to create. You know, you've been in a relationship for years. Shout out to my boy, Ty. I see you, my boy. But like, how do you just balance life, dating, relationships, family? Like, how does that take a toll on you guys? And is that something that affects your relationship?
I don't believe in balance. Like, I feel like it's a beautiful thing to say, but I think you go through phases of things that you focus on. So, for example, if I'm working my 9 to 5 and I'm like, yo, I need to go hard with my influencer stuff. Like, I need to get on it. I need to post. Like, my partner is going to understand that if he understands that it's something that's important to me.
Because you're like, yo, I need to go hard for the next, I got this gig. And it's like the next
or,
2 to 3 months is like.
Or you do it by like batch content creation. So for example, one thing that I would do was I would take one weekend out of the month where I would film 5 videos. So that way the rest of the month is me just editing and posting it. So that way every time I do go out with Ty on a date, it's not like I have to film every single thing.
And you're on your phone like in the middle of dinner.
Like, or like if we go on a trip, the minute that we get somewhere, I'm like, hey, I know we just got to the hotel. Can we just take like the next hour to get some content? And then I'm off my phone the rest of the day. So like, there's no balance of like trying to do it all at the same time.
It's just an understanding.
It's just trying to figure out like what times can I fit this thing in.
Yeah.
And you make it work if you really want to make it work.
Now, do any influencers, do you guys have, like, do you leverage anything off? Do you delegate anything? Like, because you're like, oh yeah, I shoot content, but like, you guys do the editing, you guys do that. Like, do you ever? I used to.
When I first started, like I used to film my YouTube videos in a studio and I would pay someone. And then I realized, okay, if I'm paying $300 each time that I want to film, but this camera is $2,500, how many times is it going to take for me to reach that? And then you kind of get just your cost per how much you're outsourcing. But I would say from like a video editing perspective, there's tons of websites where you can find someone like in another country.
Fiverr.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And find someone to outsource those things. But for me, I enjoy creating content. It's not just about the influencing piece. So I do enjoy editing, and I would put little clips of like memes or like little like Vines or TikToks.
Hey, you personalize it because you enjoy it.
Exactly. And so like that's the process that I actually like to do. So
yeah, and you teach yourself. If you enjoy it so much, you end up learning. And there's so many tools.
The most that I've outsourced is a photographer or a videographer in the event that I needed something super professional. But if not, I do it myself, self-timer, or I teach my boyfriend.
Which is crazy because a lot of people, that go viral.
Come in the living room.
Yeah.
A lot of people that go viral, like, it's never like through a professional camera. Like, a lot of people are like, yo, I just literally recorded this shit on my phone. And it just, like you said, it just slapped.
I've never outsourced anything. I've used a photographer before when I was doing a lot of fashion Instagram posts. Friends of mine that would help me out, but most of it's myself on my tripod, and then I edit everything and I go back and I taught myself different editing apps and how to do different things and transitions. I just find the outsourcing piece from a cheap way. I'm like, why am I going to pay somebody $30 or $50 or $100 to do something that I can literally do myself? Especially if I have the time. Now, if I don't have the time to do it, then sometimes you can outsource it. But for the most part right now, like you said, I enjoy the editing process and seeing whatever the end process of what I put together is. So I just rather do it myself.
I take more pride in it. Like
I'm also a perfectionist. So like I get nervous because I have a vision for it. So like if you don't hire somebody who understands your vision for it, your video can come out completely wrong.
Yeah.
So like I want my video to be a certain way. So I rather
you have to explain it exactly how you want it. And it's like, it's never done the way I should explain it.
Yeah.
So
I rather just do it myself. I rather just do it myself.
I do want a manager though. I want someone to do the pitching for me, to do the negotiations, the contract. Like I just get one W-9. My manager pays me. I would prefer that. And that could be something where like your manager takes 20% of something that you make. But honestly, the time that it takes just to negotiate with the brand,
it's worth that.
like I like creating. I don't want to deal with all
The
of
business
that.
Yeah, I agree
aspect.
with that.
So if there's
That's
a manager out there,
same. I'm like, ditto. That's my goal for 2023 is to get signed to a manager and agency. I am tired of doing it for myself.
Now, at what point?
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys both, and this will be the last question because I thought it was the last question. But you guys both obviously have a following. You've been doing this for years. Before it wasn't thing, right? So now you said you want a manager, right? How can you get more gigs if you're not putting out more content? Because now you've been able to leverage off like certain things that you said. You can consult somebody and make the same amount of money, but you're not out to the public as much as you used to be. So how do you guys continue to get gigs and get these brands to reach out to you if you're not putting out as much content as you did at one point?
I would say just be selective with the content that you're putting out. If you're not going to be as consistent where you're posting every single day, but the content that you do post is either high quality or it's directed towards what you are aiming to achieve. So for example, there was a hair brand that I really wanted to work with. Yes, I don't necessarily do work for free if you're asking me, but say there's a product that I really like, I will make that video myself for free and then pitch the brand and say, hey, here's how well this video that I did worked for me. Can we sign for 6 months? So it's kind of like I have something to leverage in a sense when I am pitching them.
And then you're using their product so they can see it live. Like, okay, this looks pretty good with our product.
Or do you do it with a competitor? Like that same video, I could reach out to all of their competitors and be like, look how great this video did for one of your biggest competitors. Do you want me to work with you? And then you want to add exclusivity to it. Like there's ways,
it's a
there's
snowball
rings around
effect.
it.
Like, and I think that's what people forget. Like you can start creating content without brands reaching out to you with what you have at your disposal already. It's just getting creative with it and creating high quality content that people actually want to engage with and then pitching it out.
And being known for creating good content.
Yeah.
But what's considered good content though?
You know, I think
like
everybody
can you
thinks
define that
something
for
different.
us? Yeah.
But I think everyone thinks good content is something different because for some people it's like vlog style. For some people it's the transitions. For some people it's the get ready with me. I think it really depends on your audience. It's knowing your audience, the niche market, and the brand. Like if you know your brand is only really posting, for example, a hair care brand, like get ready with me's and how to use a product, then that's probably what they're going to be looking for you to pitch them. It's knowing who you're pitching and your audience. I mean, to each their own. I think any content can be good content. You just have to know what you're pitching. What's your end goal with that content?
And it has to feel authentic. It can't feel so cringy.
And so,
I feel like
oh my
that's
God.
Everybody does that.
Can I say
Everybody.
something?
Say it.
You guys.
Wait,
Because I literally just had this conversation the other day.
it's not about us, right?
No,
Okay.
I hope
I know,
not.
the way you
I know.
said
I'm
that, I
like,
was like,
yo.
Listen,
fuck
because
did we do?
if you do this,
cut.
I was
no,
like,
no,
yo,
no.
podcast over.
If you do this, our friendship is over.
We don't have it.
Cringy content. How do you feel about men?
Would they get ready with me?
No.
Or like they set their
Yeah,
tripod
they set their
up
tripod.
and they wash the dishes.
And they wash their car. Like I know some guy, I saw it on TikTok the other day. I saw him twice. He's popped up on my For You page twice. He literally set up
Popping
his
up there
tripod.
for a reason.
No. It's because I commented cringe. That's probably why. So TikTok thinks I like it now.
So wait, so now you're on the other
I know.
side.
So now I'm on the other side of
Hater.
TikTok. I'm like,
She's a
ah.
hater.
Because I told Vero, my friend Vero, was like, if I can't date a guy that does this, he literally set up his tripod to film himself pumping gas.
No.
Pumping gas.
But what's wrong with that?
It's weird. He did it
You
in
don't
a
think
weird
women have
sexual way.
weird, stupid little videos and
Yes,
it goes viral?
And I all think they're cringe. I think they're all cringe. I think all those type of weird videos are cringe.
Or like okay.
Pumping gas. You're gonna set up your tripod in the middle, right here on the street, and like I ocho
But
at
if,
the Shell
if
gas
he's getting
station.
money, why are you being a hater? Because you're doing the same thing just with a makeup thing or
Listen,
with a
and
bra
that's
or
where I
with this.
struggle. That's where I struggle with, because I'm like, fuck, they're making money off it, so I can't hate because they're making money, but at the same time, cringe, because if I saw you put a tripod out, if you told me, hey babe, give me a second, I gotta put my tripod out so I can pump this gas, I'd be like,
And she's in there with the window up.
absolutely
the car's
not.
off.
Are they making
I would
money?
be like, absolutely, yeah, because you can get a lot of views and likes, but it doesn't mean you're monetizing and making money off of it. You can just have a bunch of girls that like you pumping gas.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to say out loud, but it's strange to me. So I think make good content, but some content is cringy that you watch it and you're just like, it's cringe, but it goes viral because it's
Or they
cringe.
have it like from different angles. It's like, here's an angle of me walking to my car, and then I have the tripod set up differently so you can see me opening the car door.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
it's
then
like
you
a
have
whole
another
process.
angle, and I'm just like, this is a lot. This is a lot.
That's like the guy that does TikToks with. Have you seen the cooking guy? The one that does the sexual cooking videos that he like
doesn't like mad sexual.
And he literally like he massages. He like massages the raspberry and makes that shit come, and you're like, what am I watching?
But it's so
But
weird.
it gave him a view. But
But the guy's also hot, which is the craziest part. So he's
the guy
hot.
who chops the wood.
Yeah. Ooh. The wood chopping.
I know.
Chopping that wood. Listen,
What was like? I watched.
I'm like, chop
he's
that.
like, this is a
Yeah,
bad piece.
he
And
chops the wood and he
slaps it.
slaps, and you're like,
That's
I
a
wish
pretty-
I was that wood.
that's a
But there's
pretty good-
an audience.
There
There's
is
some-
women like you that like that
see what's
shit.
going
Back
on
to
right
the
now, right?
OnlyFans. There's something
Listen,
for everybody.
it's funny because he was cringe when I first saw him, but then I'm like, this dude is fucking blowing up.
Yeah.
that's what,
If
it's crazy.
I'll fucking go chop some wood. I mean, what the fuck? Like,
What,
slap
gray
the
sweat?
shit
Is
out
he
of
wearing
it.
gray sweats or something? Is that what?
so
Is
Nah,
that?
he just wears overalls and
They
shit.
call him Thor.
Yeah, he's hot.
He's hot.
He's super hot.
Well, it's like
You can also get away with more.
I identify.
You're hot.
Yeah, I identify as a piece of wood
With it.
when I watch those videos.
Did
I'm
you
like,
see the
I'm
video?
a wood.
There was a
Me.
video Doja
Oh
Cat
my
did
God.
reacting to it, where every time he hit it, she was like,
yo. We need to
Also,
start doing
TikTok-
something. All right.
TikTok be wilding because TikTok girls on TikTok
they're ruthless.
ruthless. You
Like with their
haven't-
comments.
Oh my gosh.
Well, like
Ruthless.
sexually ruthless.
Sexually
Anything.
I mean, when
It's
I tell
Gen
you
Z.
ruthless, I'm like, wow, these girls have no shame.
Mm-hmm.
Like their reaction videos, their duet
What's
videos,
the most
their comment
ruthless
videos.
comment you've ever seen?
Oh shit, I don't even know.
Couldn't even answer.
But
you.
let me tell you something. Some of them, I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way to put yourself out there. I'm proud of you. I'm
Well,
like, go for it, girl. Get
Me
what you
and
want.
Berto, we'll have to figure something out.
We
We
can
gonna figure
take you to
something
go
out,
chop some
23.
wood
There's
tomorrow.
a fucking park right here.
There's a
I'll
park
chop
right
down-
there.
I'll
And then we
chop
can
down every
pump some
fucking
gas,
tree.
and I can
There's a
direct
gas
the
station
pumping
right here in the
gas.
corner.
I'm down. But for the OnlyFans, and then we can show your feet.
Listen.
Barefoot,
I'm willing to do
barefoot pumping
whatever
gas.
in 2023.
Pumping
Get
gas
mad
with your
fungus.
foot.
Hey, but I got the bag though. If I get the check, I'll be like, yo,
At
fuck.
this
I
point,
go to
fuck it,
ER
dude.
real quick.
I don't care.
Let's go into a segment. Let's go into a segment.
The segment. Okay. So the segment is new this year. I think we should still keep saying it. It's called For Me.
For me.
Where we are putting she loves it, or maybe doesn't, but we put on our socials, like pretty much anyone that wants to put in any advice that they want to hear us talk about, or our guests, or just something that they want us to roast or anything like that.
And completely random. It's just like, it's one of those like ASCII kind of thing from 103.5 The Beat. It's
Yeah.
one of those things just to kind of get people involved and our guests involved.
Yeah.
You want me to read mine?
Yeah.
So the one I got was, do you genuinely care, or are you subconsciously or consciously hoping to get something in return? So I'm assuming this guy means that when you do something, when people do things, is it because, are they doing things because they generally want to do it and they generally care, or are they looking for something in return?
Yeah, I feel like that's depending on everyone.
What are your thoughts on
Everyone's
that?
different. I mean,
Yeah.
for me personally, I just do things just knowing that it'll return. You know what I mean? So maybe that does has to do with like you're gonna get something in return, but it's like I just do it out of love, and you know, if it comes back to me, cool. If it doesn't, I know I did what I wanted to do. If I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna fucking do it. But like, I always see things like it's gonna come back to me in some way, shape, or
Like
form.
good karma.
Whether it be they give something back to me, or the universe gives me something, or an opportunity, or something like that. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
How
I
about you,
think
Heather?
I think the same. I think I do things like without even thinking about what's gonna happen. If I'm doing something, it's because I want to do it, not because I'm thinking I'm gonna get something in return from it. I'm just doing it out of love and hoping that it comes back to me in the universe. But I'm not hoping that it results
Yeah.
in something.
Same for me.
No, I mean, I think it.
I mean, no one's gonna be like, yeah, I do
Yeah.
something because I want something back. I mean, there is times where it's like, okay, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like in hospitality industry, it's like, bro, if I take care of you, take care of me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, don't get it twisted.
But
like,
I feel like that's different. That's like a business perspective too. Like in business,
yeah,
there's
But
definitely
I mean, I
deals
feel
that
like
I've
this is
taken.
universal.
Yeah, it's universal. So like, I think everybody wants to do things out of the kindness of their heart, right? As human beings. But I think, let's say for example, when it comes to business, it's business. Business talk is not, hey, there's a favor. Business is business. If I'm doing something, I'm gonna expect something in return because I'm talking about business. You get what I'm saying? So like, I think we all do something, for somebody, or because we just generally want to do it. But ultimately, if we're talking about something that had to do with some type of business
or a service
or
or
a
something.
service, like something that could potentially lead you in a position where you can get a contract or something like, you know, relating to you guys, it is going to be planting a seed
strategy.
because
Exactly.
you want something back.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
You know what I mean? So, but you said you had an unpopular opinion earlier.
About
that was it?
Well, I was gonna say in terms of posting on social. If people post on social because they want a reaction, or do people post on social just to post on social? Like, do people post on social hoping that they're just gonna post and people are gonna be like, "That's cool," or do they post for a reaction?
I post just to post because my followers suck. Like,
Thanks.
I only get.
Yeah, for real.
I only
We all
get.
follow you.
No, I mean I get it. You guys give me the likes or whatever, but like
Tough crowd.
Unfollow.
I literally did like a little spring cleaning of my followers. Like I never had as many followers as you guys. I had maybe 2,000 at one point. But like I've always been big on like accepting people that I know or have met and like kind of clicked with. Just because I post my daughters and like, you know, just shit around my house, and it sounds stupid, but social media is a little bit more personal to me. So that's why I put my thing on private. But a lot of times I'll post something and I'll get like 300 likes from my daughters, and then I post something that's really meaningful to me and I get 16 likes, and I'm like, fuck y'all, because y'all seeing it, like, you know what I mean? So like,
But then not always.
Yeah, not always though.
well, but this is before the algorithm shit. This is before like the algorithm started messing things up. If you notice, a lot of people post now more on stories than they do on the posts.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that people post on stories and post things for a reaction, or are
Oh,
they
1,000%.
posting just to post?
1,000%. I think so.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. Like if you're posting on social media, you thought something was funny. You thought something was like, it kind of
Man,
impacted you.
At least like the validation, like, you know, I thought this was funny. You thought it was
Yeah.
funny too, right?
like, no. Okay, cool.
That's not funny? All right, cool. I'll just delete it.
And you're like, fuck. But people see your shit because you can see 600, 700, 800 people see it. So if only 2 people comment, whatever, they just, whatever. But people are watching your shit. And that's another thing about social media that fucks up with people's health, mental health. Like social media is, you post something and it's like meaningful to you or whatever, and then people will literally watch it, but won't like it, won't comment, won't do anything.
Yeah.
But they'll watch it because we have insights and shit for that, you know, for that. We can see, okay, I posted a video, it got 30,000 views, but we got 100 likes. House way, you know what I mean? So
It's the haters.
it's social media. So that's what social media is supposed to do. Social media, I feel like social media tapped into a part of us that we didn't know we had before, like emotions with people that we don't even know.
Social media started as something that was meant to be private and personal with like your family. And now, for example, on TikTok, I barely watch videos from people that I actually know. Like
Yeah.
I prefer to watch videos from people. Who
Same. I like
don't
the
know.
random videos.
Yeah. So it's just like the evolution of, you know, you're so used to seeing these people that you know, and you're like, I actually want something a little bit
Yeah,
different
fuck these people.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate.
You want to go into the final question? for
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So, you know, of course, we hate to cut things short. You know, I know there's plenty of other things that we could have tapped into, and we can always come back for a part 2. You guys are always welcome to come back. But for our viewers and just for people that are going to tap into watching this episode, you know, just to end things, to have people know you guys on a more personal level. You know, we always like to end this, you know, the episode with this question, and you guys can answer it individually. And this has nothing to do with business, just in general.
In life.
Yeah, just in life. You know, we always ask, you know, what's something that's impactful that you've gone through that you wish somebody would have talked to you about or taught you before you went through it, in general. So this can be, it's a very broad statement. It can be anything. We'll give you an example. Some guests before had said they wish they would have known about mental health. Another person said they wish they would have known about taxes because they own their own business. You know, so like, what would you guys say is something that girls say that is something that you went through that's impactful to you, that you wish somebody had taught you or just talked to you about before you went through it?
Give me a second. I gotta think about that.
We'll come back to you. A few moments later.
I would say like my biggest lesson in a sense was like really not being a perfectionist and over planner 24/7. I think as I got older and you realize, and especially when COVID happened, it's like, oh, all the plans that I had and all the things that I wanted to do, it doesn't come out perfect, and nothing is going to be perfect, but you still got to roll with it and you got to make it work. And that just takes so much pressure off of general goals, even with like posting in social media. It's like, oh my God, when I started, I had to post every single day. And then I realized like, if I actually just enjoyed what I was doing, I was more consistent rather than chasing perfection.
Yeah.
And I saw more results when I wasn't super perfect, just because I actually enjoyed the work that I was doing and I was putting this good energy into this project, rather than like killing myself and stressing over just all these little things that people don't really matter, and that people don't really care about. Sorry. So I just think like letting go of perfection and just trying things, like to your point earlier about like, oh, what time should I post? And don't worry about that. Just worry about posting and getting yourself out there and being consistent with the work that you're doing. But like, it doesn't have to be so granular of like, oh, I have to post at 8:05 a.m. And if I don't do it, my post is crap. And if I post at 11 o'clock, it's not going to do well. Like you're going to miss so many great opportunities in your life by chasing perfection rather than just like going with the flow and still doing your best. Of course, you don't want to just like
getting it done.
But just getting it done.
I learned that from one of the brokerages I used to work with last year. He was like, yo, just getting things done. Like done is better than perfect.
Yeah. Like
and I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yo, just get it done. He's like, you're worried about the edits. You're worried about the saturation. You're worried about this. I'm like, just do it and post it. Yeah. And just move on to the next. He's like, you're worrying about perfection so much that it's been 4 days that you've been trying to perfect it, and you could have done it.
My first YouTube video compared to my last, I mean, I don't really post on YouTube anymore, but it's just like that difference is so insane. And I remember trying to be so perfect back then, and I look at it now, I'm like, that was shit. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I was like stressing, staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning while working my jobs and like being
dark circles under the eyes.
And it's just like I was stressing myself out that I wasn't actually enjoying it. Whereas like if you just enjoy it, you'll see so much more life changes just in general.
Respect.
So
I think the one thing that I wish people would know is that failure is okay. I think that growing up in a very Cuban Latin culture, failure is not an option. When you fail, they make you feel like crap about it. It's like, what do you mean you failed? How can you do that? You know, they hold you up to these high standards. And I get it. You know, a lot of our parents have come, you know, they're immigrants and they came from a really hard life and they want more for their kids. But I think that instilling that fear of failure just gives you fear in general and holds you back from a lot of opportunities that you might have succeeded at, but you were so scared of failing that you decided not to take it. So I think that looking forward in my life now and where I'm at now, I wish that people would have told me like failure is okay. Like if you fail, it's not the end of the world. You'll be fine. Like there's chances for you to succeed again at it. Because I think taking chances and failing is what teaches you and gives you opportunities to grow as a human being and as an individual, whether it's professional or personally. So I think fear of failure is something I wish they would have said.
Yeah. Failure is the best teacher.
Yeah, amen.
And you have to fail. A lot of people say fail fast, right? Because when you fail, you understand like what you did wrong, and you're like, okay, if I still want to pursue this, now I'm going to go and try this a different angle. You know, so that's a great point. That's a great point. But
take it away. You got
the
what? You have it. Fucking idiot.
So you're gonna take us away? So you're gonna take us away?
Hey, I'm not good at that.
Not yet.
Well, let's outsource it, just like you say.
All right, but listen, guys. I honestly, from Prolific Brothers, Prolific Productions, Café con Leche Studios.
Welcome.
We haven't said that once.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for taking the time. I know this is middle of the week, and we just came off the holidays, but we want to thank you guys and we want to cheers one last time for taking the time, guys.
Cheers.
We're gonna drop.
Thank you for having us.
All their information down below. Make sure you guys check them out. We want to make sure that we give our flowers to the people that we know that are doing things, and you guys are definitely not only working the 9 to 5s, but you're pushing. You know, you're pushing for females, which, you know, women are trying to make a stance in this world that we live in, and they are. But, you know, respectfully, you guys are doing it the right way. So we want to make sure that we give you guys the flowers on our end from our platform, and make sure that we push and promote everything that you guys are doing. So make sure you guys check them out. We're going to drop all the information below. Anything you need as far as like healthcare, wellness, advice, anything at all, just make sure you reach out to them. Very good, credible sources.
And if we can be of any service to you guys in anything, you know what I mean, we're more than welcome. I mean, more than happy to
assist in any way.
To do what we need to do.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming through. Prolific Podcast. This is episode number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you always like, subscribe. Make sure you follow us. And thank you guys for tuning in. See you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Cause they thought I'd never make it. See me fall down and they celebrated. Learn how to win with no demonstration. Pop box the cool, gotta ventilate it. Cause I can't see shit out on 95. Prolific little bitch, I see dollar signs. The shit I done seen got me traumatized. Tryna clear all the pain in my mind.